so it looks like Neymar's mega money move to Paris Saint-Germain is on. The Brazilian seems to be dead set on swapping La Liga for Ligue 1, with a world record fee of around £195 million being thrown around, despite Gerard Piqué's best attempts to keep Neymar at the new camp. With PSG happy to meet Neymar's release clause, the deal reeks a little bit of Football Manager, to be honest, when you put a massive minimum pre-release clause in your player's contract because you know fine well no one is going to be stupid enough to pay it. That is until PSG come along fluttering their eyelashes and flashing their wallet. When Neymar does leave Barcelona for PSG, the Catalan club are going to need to fill the gaping hole in their MSN forward line, but like the legendary instant messaging service, all good things must come to an end, and Barcelona will need to find a new dance partner for Lionel Messi and Luis Suarez. So let's take a look at 6 players who could replace Neymar at the new camp. Our first option is Felipe Coutinho. The immediate choice to replace Neymar at Barcelona is another Brazilian, and it's no secret that the Catalan giants are interested in the Liverpool sensation. Even before Coutinho signed a new bumper deal at Anfield in January, the little magician had been touted as a future Barcelona player, and those rumours have just been intensified ever since the Neymar move to PSG became a thing. It has to be a scary thought for Liverpool fans, because this wouldn't be the first time Barca have robbed them of the best player. The Reds have been pretty firm in their stance, with Jurgen Klopp stating that Barca shouldn't waste their energy on pursuing the Liverpool number 10. Yeah, like that'll stop them. Barcelona have never been one to throw away the opportunity to tap up a player and get what they want. Luis Suarez is probably sliding into Coutinho's DMs now as we speak. Would Coutinho be a worthy replacement for Neymar? Probably, because the thought of MSC, yep we've already given them a nickname, makes you salivate at the mouth, unless you're a La Liga defender or a Liverpool fan. Our next Neymar replacement is Kylian Mbappe. A less likely option than Coutinho, but signing Mbappe from Monaco could work threefold. Firstly, the forward can do the job Neymar was doing on the left flank of Barcelona's attack, hopefully to the same standard, although his inexperience at the top level could hinder him early on. Secondly, Mbappe is a mere baby at 18 years old, making the 25-year-old Neymar look ancient in comparison, and as we all know, football can be a young man's game at times, just don't tell Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Still a teenager, Barcelona could get more years out of Mbappe than they would out of Neymar. And finally, the Frenchman is a target for El Clasico rivals Real Madrid. Therefore, taking him to the new camp would piss off Los Blancos whilst making Barcelona stronger in the process. Win-win. Our third option to replace Barcelona's number 11 is Ousmane Dembélé. Another young Frenchman, Borussia Dortmund midfielder Ousmane Dembélé could also prove to be a valuable investment to Barcelona, and the Dortmund man would be a hell of a lot cheaper than Mbappe at around £70 million, which is still an obscene fee. It would be like going to a really flash restaurant, but then deciding to have the cheapest bit of steak. I imagine anyway, I don't go to many flash restaurants, just a Big Mac and fries for me. 20-year-old Dembélé was one of the best under-23 players in Europe last year, which is why he's such hot property, especially at a club like Dortmund, who are renowned for selling their best players. The attacker has done his best Neymar impression recently, scrapping with his teammates on the training ground. Provided that and footballing ability are the only two similarities between Dembélé and Neymar, the Frenchman could be the most likely and realistic option for Barcelona. Just don't expect him to drive anywhere, the poor lad still hasn't passed his driving test. We've got one more French option for you, Antoine Griezmann. The name Antoine Griezmann seems to have moved to the front of the queue in recent days to replace Neymar, and the Frenchman is still an Atletico Madrid player, despite heavy links to Manchester United earlier in the summer, where it looked like he was going to link up with fellow countryman Paul Pogba. That didn't happen though, with Griezmann stating it would be a dirty move to leave Madrid due to their transfer ban and inability to bring in a replacement. It would be even dirtier if he were to go back on his word and sign for a divisional rival, but Griezmann's price has seemingly gone up too. The Frenchman was apparently going to cost Man United £85 million earlier in the year, but now that buyout clause has risen to £170 million. Griezmann could be the perfect replacement for Neymar if money was no option, but it seems unlikely we'll be seeing the blonde Flash doing his Hotline Bling celebration in a Barcelona shirt anytime soon. I think that's what it is anyway, not a massive fan of the old Drizzy Drake. Our penultimate Neymar replacement is one from the Premier League, Eden Hazard. Let's be honest, this one definitely isn't going to happen, but seeing Messi and Suarez play alongside Hazard would give the best defenders in the world sleepless nights. A potential MSH front three would turn defenders into mush, or mush if you like. That joke needs a lot of work, not gonna lie. The Belgian's vision yet ruthlessness in front of goal would make him the ideal partner for both Messi and Suarez, but then again, I don't think Hazard would be happy being the Robin to the Batman that is Lionel Messi, much like it has drove Neymar out of Barcelona. One thing that people have pointed out on Twitter is that Neymar is going to a league that Hazard dominated back when he was only 21. Bit of food for thought there. And finally, what about Paulo Dybala as the Neymar replacement? As a lot of you mentioned in the comment section of our video 7 players who were labelled the next Lionel Messi but weren't, Juventus forward Dybala actually is the next Lionel Messi, and those are your words, not mine. So how about making him the true heir to the throne by replacing Barcelona's former prince, who's turning into more of a jester as he lines his pockets with PSG's riches? Dybala already has a relationship with the main man at Barcelona, Lionel Messi, with the pair often exchanging texts and playing computer games together, according to The Independent. I wonder if they play FIFA or PES, or maybe they're still massive Farmville fans. So those are our 6 potential replacements for Neymar at Barcelona. Let us know who you think it'll be in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And check out our newest channel, HITC7s.